Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a full wear test and review of the new Sisley Phyto-Hydra Tint. I have it in shade 1 and I am wearing it right now. I have been wearing this all weekend long and I have gathered some thoughts on this. This is described as a beautifying tinted moisturizer, and I am going to give you a full wear test as well as compare it to a couple of the other Sisley foundations. So if you're interested in seeing how this new beautifying tinted moisturizer wears and all the ins and outs, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, this is information off the Sisley site, and it says this Phyto-Hydra tint is a new generation of tinted skin care. The effectiveness of daily skincare with a veil of color due to its all-in-one formula. So again, this is kind of supposed to be, you're gonna see more results as if we wear this every single day. Daily skin performance with its beauty booster complex. Okay guys, only thing on my face is just skincare and my Glow Skin Beauty Solar Shade SPF 50. So I've kind of let that sink in. And we are going to put on this Phyto-Hydra tint in 1. Now I have been wearing this over the weekend. So just kind of want to show you the best way that I like to put on this foundation is I like to do fingertips first, kind of just like rub it into the skin just like a tinted moisturizer, and then I will kind of go in with a buffing brush and just kind of make sure that it's blended into the skin. So again, this is shade 1. And you guys, this is a pretty darn good match for me, but honestly, this is the lightest shade that has been launched so far. So if you are fairer than I am, and I kind of consider myself light medium, I don't think it's gonna work for you. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a swatch here first, kind of see that at first I was worried that it was going to be too orange, and I'll show you in just a minute. Once it blends into the skin, it isn't going to look quite as orangey. So let's go ahead, we'll do a few little dots all around. I forgot to pull the hair back, sorry guys. Taking about a pea size, and then I just literally like to rub this into the skin with my fingertips. Okay guys, this is just me using my fingertips, just kind of putting it on my skin just like a tinted moisturizer. Then I'll take my foundation buffing brush and I will just literally just kind of, it doesn't really have a lot on anything, but I'll just kind of make sure that this is pushed into the skin. Okay. So as you may be able to see, I'm gonna pull you in real close just a minute. It just is going to even out your skin. I find this to be sort of a hybrid. It's gonna give you a little bit of a glow, but it's not like really dewy glowy. And right now it feels a little tacky on the skin, but I know from wearing it that it is going to sink into the skin, giving it a couple minutes to do that. So get ready, gonna scare you real quick, but I'm bringing you in. Okay, you guys, here is what the coverage is. I actually think it has a bit of coverage. I feel like it evened out my skin. And I did want to notice one thing here, you guys, and this happens with many foundations, but I have a little dry spot here. And it is clinging a little bit to that dry spot. So I just wanted to show you that. So there's only 3 shades in this tinted moisturizer. That tends to be common with a lot of tinted moisturizers because it's not supposed to be a perfect match. It is just supposed to be a nice little sheer tint on your skin. It comes in light, medium, and golden. And again, I wish I had swatches, but they literally didn't have. I could buy it, but I couldn't even try it myself. So what I thought we would do is I'm going to put on a little bit of makeup. I'm not going to powder down too much because I kind of want to have you see how it wears. I am going to use the Sisley. This is the STYLO LUMIERE. I did pick that up. This was something someone had told me they loved and that I needed to try. I'm going to use it like a bit of a concealer. It's supposed to be sort of like a concealer brightener underneath the eye, and this is in 1 Rosy Pearl. So I just like to take a teeny bit in my little dark hollows. I'm going to take my ring fingers and then I am going to push this into the skin, and then I'm slightly going to tap it towards the outer. Again, you guys, I don't like putting a ton of product right in my deep wrinkle area, so I kind of just lightly. Now, I will say one thing. This is loaded with hyaluronic acid, and you can feel it. This is super hydrating underneath your eye, very comfortable, and I really am enjoying this so far. So we'll just do a little bit underneath the eye. And then I brought down one of the new blushes that I picked up from MAC, and I thought we would use Cheeky Devil today. You guys, these are such a fun formulation. Like, I love it. It's kind of like a little squishy, soft cream powder. And the Cheeky Devil, this is a very soft, powdery pink. And we're just gonna put that on my cheeks. Just a little. The texture of these is so pretty, you guys. I am loving these. I got 3 colors, and one of them was for my daughter, but just, we are both really enjoying that. Now, someone was saying that theirs wanted me to see if mine were cracking or anything. I'm not having any of that kind of problem. They're just really creamy and working out. So far, so good. Just a little bit of a flush here. And then I will go ahead and do a teeny bit of powder in the T-zone. I'm gonna use the Sisley Loose Powder. And I'll be honest, over the weekend, I didn't powder down at all. I just used this as a tinted moisturizer. One couple little thoughts is it did not pool in my pore area. Lately, I've been getting a little bit of pore action with a couple of the foundations that I've tried recently that had high SPF. Now, I did notice that in some countries, this is being marketed as an SPF 15. Titanium dioxide, I believe, is the 3rd ingredient. It's up at the upper deck, and that is a physical sunscreen. But here in the United States, this is literally being marketed just as a beautifying tinted moisturizer. So it is not claiming to have SPF in here. That is fine with me because my skin does not really like foundations with SPF. I really prefer either low SPF or none, but that's because I have fussy skin. It isn't giving me polka dots in that area that I was having trouble with the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate and that Estee Lauder, and both of those had an SPF of 45 or 50. So that has not been happening with this guy at all. So I'm going to just take a little bit of this Sisley Loose Powder, and we're just gonna come down the midline of my face, just in that T-zone. This is just a real light dusting. And then we are going to use my favorite. This is the Sisley Phyto-Touche gel bronzing powder. And again, tip from Jenny, which I love, is you take the big fluffy brush, you swish this around, and then I just kind of use this as bronzer all over the face, almost like a setting powder. And it just works so well. I'm kind of doing minimal on the face because I want you to be able to see the Beautifying Tinted Moisturizer. For lips, we're going to use one of my current favorites. I am wearing the CHANTECAILLE Warm Quartet from the spring. So just a nice little wash with a little teal slate liner action going on. And then I'm going to take this guy in Honeysuckle, and you guys, love this lip chic. This is so wonderful. Okay guys, this is all I'm going to be wearing today. Love Honeysuckle so much. And you guys, I'm going to tell you, this is so comfortable on the skin. I have fussy skin, and if my skin does not like a foundation, it lets me know right away. So my only concern with this was that it had fragrance included in this, which I was a little bit bummed about. You guys, it is very slight. It smells very clean, and I have not had any issues. Cross my fingers. Actually, it's felt very comfortable on my skin, and it doesn't feel heavy at all. So one thing is, someone asked me about the tinted SPF that they have, if I have tried that before. I have, and I loved the coverage of that one, but it felt very heavy on my skin. This does not feel heavy at all. This literally is very light, second skin-like, and very hydrating, but not heavy. So one difference I would say between this and their other tinted moisturizer that was $170 was just that it felt very kind of heavy on my skin. Like by the end of the day, I was wanting to wash it off. I also found that that was a little bit greasy looking, where this looks fresh and hydrated, but it does not look overly dewy. So I'm thinking you can probably see that this is not one of these kind of dewy, shiny, glowy kind of tinted moisturizers. This is just going to give you a kind of healthy skin look. So I do think that there is a difference between glowing and healthy. You want a healthy glow, but I feel like some of them kind of cross over to the line of dewy. Someone mentioned clammy the other day. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I do know what they're talking about. So that is what we are going to wear today. I will be checking in with you and giving you a full wear test. I will bring you in with a little bit of makeup on. Okay guys, this is the kind of final look of the day. You guys can let me know what you think about the shade. It is a bit light, but honestly, she told me that the medium was going to be way too dark for me. So again, I wish I had swatches. I will get those the minute I can, you guys, and I'll pop them up on my community tab. This is what it looks like so far. Now, I did give you some information when I initially hauled this, but I'm going to go ahead and share that information again. It comes in a squeezy tube, and it is 1.3 fluid ounces for $120. This is described as a beautifying tinted moisturizer. You guys, it does not have any SPF on the label or the box off the Sisley site. And it says this Phyto-Hydra tint is a new generation of tinted skin care. The effectiveness of daily skincare with a veil of color due to its all-in-one formula. So again, this is kind of supposed to be, you're gonna see more results as if we wear this every single day. Daily skin performance with its Beauty Booster Complex. Going to provide hydration with the white lily extract that is going to moisturize and bring comfort to the skin. This is very comfortable, you guys. I will totally agree with that, and my skin does feel very plump and hydrated. Perfection, a fruity cocktail of plant-based extracts with energizing, astringent, and smoothing properties to help refine the look of skin texture for a smoother appearance. So with that, you guys, again, as I've mentioned many a time, I do have fussy skin, and my skin has not been upset with this tinted moisturizer at all. In fact, I would say it does feel very nourished and comfortable. And again, my skin will let me know pretty much right away. I will get little red bumps right where I get rosacea. I did have a breakout the other week, which I rarely get. That was from a different foundation. So I do have to say this one feels very nourishing and comfortable on the skin. Then it says protection is from buckwheat seed extract. It says the freshness of natural makeup due to a healthy skin cocktail, which is going to even, correct, and illuminate in a single stroke. So you guys, am I illuminated here? Possibly. It definitely evened out my skin tone. And it says that it's going to be, it's easy to glide on. It has a very light texture. It totally does. It's going to melt into the skin for a very natural, perfecting result and a bare skin effect. And again, it has a range of 3 shades to beautify complexions with a golden shine. So even when I was showing you that kind of, that it has a little bit more of a peachy tinge to this light, I think that is supposed to kind of give you a glow. I think they're kind of boosting this for spring/summer. The results are supposed to be skin is instantly moisturized. Yes, that is true. Complexion is even and corrected for an immediate healthy glow effect. You guys can let me know if I'm looking healthy and glowy. Day after day, the skin's texture appears more refined and complexions radiance is boosted. So again, I've only been wearing this for about 3 days now, you guys, and I can't speak to those kind of claims, but I will say positives on that. My skin has not been irritated, and it does feel very comfortable, and it does feel hydrated. So it includes white lily extract, buckwheat seed extract, the fruity cocktail based extracts of golden apple tree, grapefruit, and kiwi. And then it has vitamin E acetate. That's supposed to be some anti-free radical properties. So those are about all I can get on there, you guys. It does contain fragrance, as I mentioned the other day. That is in the ingredient deck, way low down, and I will say it is not an overwhelming smell. So let me give you a little example. This guy to me is very fragrant. So the phyto-teint Ultra Eclat, this has a very strong botanical scent to it. This is very light in nature, and although it does have a parfum in it, it does not smell like that. This one is much stronger. And let me take a And the tinted SPF from Sisley, that one is just kind of smelling a little bit like SPF to me. But my complaint with that one, you guys, is it just felt super heavy on the skin, and it also felt kind of greasy on the skin. So this one is extremely light and airy on the skin is what I would say. Okay, I will be back with check-ins throughout the day to show you how this is wearing, but okay, here is some swatches, you guys, of this is the new Sisley Beautifying Tinted Moisturizer. And as you can see, this is leaning a little bit kind of peachy and warm. Then over here, I have the Phyto-Tint Ultra Eclat, and this is in soft beige. This is a pretty darn good match for me. And then at the end, you guys, this is the Tinted Moisturizer in Natural. And one thing I just wanted to tell you real quick is as I was pulling out, I have a little sample of that. It just feels really heavy on the skin versus this guy over here is very light on the skin. So you can immediately feel the difference, but also this one has SPF 30 and this one is not claiming to have any SPF, but I have seen it elsewhere in a different country saying that it had SPF 15. So we have a little mystery going on there, but here is sort of your tonal range. So again, light is definitely gonna pull a little bit more on that peachy warm. It is working for my skin. And then we've got soft beige that's gonna be a little bit more neutral pink. And then we've got natural over here. Okay guys, I am doing a 5-hour check-in on the beautiful Sisley Phyto-Hydra Teint. And you guys, so far I have to say, I don't feel like it has changed or altered much since I put it on. So I think it wears very well. This is a very skin-like kind of bare effect kind of foundation. So I find that those are a little bit harder to kind of see whether it kind of wore off or not, but I'm gonna bring you in closer and let you see what it looks like. Okay guys, here we are, 5-hour mark, and honestly it feels like nothing on my skin. I'm gonna kind of look over at my pore area. Now, I did use that STYLO LUMIERE right in my eyeballs, you guys, and I'm just wondering if it's a little bit light. I know we're not talking about that at the moment. Okay, so you guys, again, this is what I'm talking about. With this kind of foundation, I'm not seeing my pores like the other ones, so I think we did figure out high SPF doesn't really work well for me and my particular pores. These are more blurred out and it does leave you with a little bit of a glow, but you guys, this is probably not one of my glowiest foundations. I would say this is more of a real skin kind of healthy looking foundation versus super glowy. So far, you guys, I really don't have any complaints. It, again, doesn't feel like anything on the skin, so that's a bonus for me. Wearing about the same, and I also, there's no irritation, no kind of itchiness. Again, I just don't feel like I have anything on my skin, so that is where we're at. Now, something did just show up, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little preview, but I did have to break down and pick up the Victoria Beckham, her new serum. So we'll do a whole little video on this guy. I know, don't we all want to be Victoria Beckham? Maybe I'm the only one, but I have really loved all of her products so far. So we will, so this was my excitement of the day. Okay, I'll be back with another check-in for you guys. And again, just not a whole lot to complain about. We are at the 10-hour mark and just wanted to pop on and give you a little final thoughts on this particular foundation. So far, I'm gonna zoom you in again, but I have to be honest, you guys, it wears, I'm seeing a little bit of breakthrough through my T-zone, but not much, very minimal. So again, when you're wearing more like tinted moisturizers and stuff, you can't really see exactly how the foundation is wearing because guess what? It's more of a tint, a nice little veil, and I just can't see. So one thing I will say is that it still feels like nothing on the skin. So I want to emphasize that, very comfortable. My skin feels very moisturized, and it doesn't feel heavy or particularly dewy or greasy. So that is one thing I will say. I kind of think this does market itself towards all skin types. And I will say, I think it's gonna be fantastic for dry skin, obviously, but oily skin friends, I think that you're gonna be fine. Combination, definitely for sure. This, again, for my oily skinned gals, I would say you're probably definitely gonna wanna set it with powder. I just did a little through the T-zone, but this is not gonna feel heavy, greasy, or anything like that. So let's bring you in, you guys. Gonna kind of give you a little look. So again, you guys, you can kind of see just a little bit of wear and tear, but I still feel like it is on my skin. So it hasn't completely disappeared like some kind of tinted moisturizers. This actually I would say is having more coverage than traditional tinted moisturizers. So you guys, my final thoughts are, you guys, I really like the way that it has been wearing. I like the way it feels on my skin. I'm so glad there's no irritation. And again, it just is giving me kind of that healthy kind of skin look. So I do like that. And I do find that for myself, I find that this has some nice coverage. I don't know if you guys can see, but it kind of kept the coverage for most of the day. It didn't wear off. Sometimes with tinted moisturizers, my skin will kind of just eat them up, meaning by the end of the day, I just can't even tell that I have any makeup on. It just kind of absorbed it, whereas this has kept that kind of veil, and I still feel like I have some nice coverage on my face. So I think the big question is, would you spend $120 on a moisturizer? If the answer is yes, and you really like the idea of having a tinted moisturizer just to slap on, and you know that it is giving you skin benefits throughout the day, then I think you're definitely gonna think this is worth the $120, because it is also saying you need to wear this with consistency to really see the results. And again, as I said, this is feeling very nourishing to my skin. It's feeling very hydrated, and so I do like the idea of having skincare benefits in my makeup. I'm not always perfect with that, you guys, but there's on the day-to-day, I would prefer to wear something that is going to be giving me some skincare benefits. So all in all, you guys, this is a winner for me, and pleasantly surprised. So I would definitely recommend going to the counter, seeing if the shade range is going to work for you. Again, very limited. Maybe they will come out with a few more, I'm not sure. But so far, I have to say, I'm really liking it for just what it is, a beautifying tinted moisturizer. Let me know if you picked this up and what your thoughts are on it, as well as what shade you picked up. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon.